If it gets too wet in the Sahara Desert, what would happen? What would a rainforest in the desert mean for humans? It is hard to imagine the endless sandy landscapes of the Sahara suddenly blossoming into an Amazonian tropical forest. But this scenario is not entirely science fiction. And although the likelihood of such a sudden transformation is minimal, there is a chance that it could happen someday. In today's video, we will take a look at how the world would change if the driest places on Earth turned into the wettest ones. The vast majority of our planet is covered in water, but only a small percentage of that is actually drinkable. We all know that the world's oceans are salty and undrinkable, while most fresh water is locked away in glaciers and ice caps. Only 0.3% of all the water on Earth is both liquid and drinkable. This makes access to fresh water a rare commodity for some parts of the world, including the Sahara Desert. The Sahara is one of the driest places on Earth, receiving on average just 75 millimeters of rainfall per year. For comparison, the world's wettest place, Mawsynram in India, receives about 26,000 millimeters of rain each year. The Sahara covers 9.2 million square kilometers of land across northeastern Africa. Although the Sahara is mostly known for its sandy landscapes, it is not a true desert by definition. A desert is a barren area that receives very little precipitation, not a sandy one. And the Sahara has plenty of rocks and other non-sandy landscapes. Because of the Sahara's dry climate, it supports very little life, and even then mostly small animals like insects, rodents, and reptiles. Larger animals have largely avoided the area. There are no predators and only a few species of birds. While the Sahara's animal life is relatively sparse, plant life is even more limited. Most plants found here are highly adapted to conserve water. Cacti, thorny plants, succulents, and poisonous plants make up most of the landscape, along with hardy shrubs, known as desert scrub. Of course, the Sahara isn't entirely lifeless. Some larger animals do live here, including gerbils, jerboas, mongooses, hedgehogs, and several species of antelopes. Birds of prey also inhabit the region, along with several species of snakes, lizards, and scorpions. Now let's jump back into our alternate history where the Sahara becomes a rainforest. Let's explore how the ecosystem would be affected by this massive climatic shift. A desert turning into a rainforest sounds like something that would happen over millions of years, not something that could occur relatively quickly on a human time scale. However, scientists believe that this is exactly what happened in the Sahara around 5,000 years ago. About 5,000 years ago, the Sahara was a lush green grassland similar to the savannas found in eastern Africa today. There were large herds of herbivores roaming the land, including elephants, giraffes, buffaloes, antelopes, and many more. They were hunted by packs of lions, hyenas, wild dogs, and other predators. Humans lived in the region and thrived on the abundance of food provided by the plentiful wildlife. But after 4,000 years, the Sahara started to dry out. The once mighty rivers began to dwindle and eventually disappear, leaving behind dry riverbeds and watering holes. Many of the large animals were unable to survive in the drier climate and either died off or migrated to more hospitable regions. Smaller, more hardy species took their place, adapting to the harsh conditions of the desert. It was only when the desert had taken hold that humans really started to move into the area. In fact, evidence suggests that the Sahara was largely uninhabited before it dried out because people couldn't survive there. Could this process be reversed? Could the Sahara turn from desert back into a tropical rainforest? While unlikely, this is not entirely outside the realm of possibility. A drastic increase in rainfall over a long period of time could gradually transform the Sahara's landscape. As rain fell on the dry land, it would cause the desert to slowly bloom, bringing with it new life and transforming the barren wasteland into a fertile environment. Over time, the Sahara's soil could become enriched with nutrients from the decaying plants and animals. Eventually, the amount of vegetation would increase. Hardy plants such as grasses and small shrubs might first appear, slowly giving way to larger trees and eventually leading to the formation of a full-fledged tropical rainforest. This process could have significant implications for humans. The emergence of a rainforest in the Sahara could provide us with a wealth of natural resources. The trees could provide timber and other products, while the abundant plant and animal life could provide food and other resources. Additionally, the rainforest could help to regulate the global climate by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. However, the growth of a rainforest in the Sahara could also pose challenges for humans. As the rainforest grows, it could lead to an increase in pests and diseases which could harm both humans and animals. The dense vegetation could also make it difficult to travel through the Sahara, making it more difficult to access the resources found there. The emergence of a rainforest in the Sahara could also have a significant impact on the local environment. The increased rainfall and humidity could lead to the emergence of new plant and animal species, while the trees could provide habitats for a variety of animals. However, the rainforest could also lead to soil erosion and flooding, which could damage the local infrastructure and displace local populations. So, how likely is it that the Sahara will turn into a rainforest anytime soon? Well, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Scientists predict that it would take thousands of years for the Sahara to turn into a rainforest. Even if the rainfall increased dramatically, it would still take hundreds or even thousands of years for the desert to bloom into a tropical forest. So don't expect to see any major changes in the Sahara anytime soon. The Sahara's unique ecosystem supports a variety of plant and animal species that have adapted to the harsh conditions of the desert. The region is home to a variety of cacti, succulents, and other drought-resistant plants, as well as animals such as gerbils, jerboas, and various species of snakes and lizards. The Sahara is also home to several species of birds of prey, including the Egyptian vulture and the Barbary falcon. While the Sahara is largely an inhospitable environment, it does support a unique and resilient ecosystem that is home to a variety of fascinating plant and animal species. If the Sahara did somehow turn into a rainforest, it would completely change the world as we know it. The discovery of oil in the Sahara in the early 1950s led to a massive influx of investment in the region, transforming the landscape and the lives of the people who live there. Oil production in the Sahara has had a profound impact on the region, creating jobs, improving infrastructure, and providing a source of income for countries such as Algeria, Libya, and Egypt. However, it has also had negative consequences, such as environmental degradation and the spread of poverty. As the world moves towards renewable energy sources, it is possible that the importance of the Sahara as an oil-producing region will decline. This could have far-reaching implications for the region and the world as a whole. The future of the Sahara is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the region's unique blend of culture, history, and natural beauty makes it a place unlike any other. If you enjoyed learning about what would happen if the Sahara Desert turned into a rainforest, then please leave a like on this video and subscribe for more videos about geography and other topics. Thank you for watching.